Hello Nidorinas and Nidorinos, it is KingNido here and we have just the most physical of matchups today as the Akala Capsules are hosting the Pony Timbers, and both these sides have physical stats rating in at over 100 each, but the health goes to the Pony Timbers, the speed as well. Let us know in the comments below who you think will win this matchup. I cannot wait for this. Let's send it down to the field and we will get this one on. As I said, both these sides, huge physical stats as Donphan and Sandaconda are going to be starting out for the Pony Timbers. It will be Tyranitar and a Iron Thorn starting out for the Akala Capsules. These two Pokemon looking very alike here. With the Reflect type, Iron Thorns immediately is going to change itself to a ground typing, shedding its electric and rock typing. And now Sandaconda setting up a mist on the field. It is going to make itself its side, shrouded in that mist. Tyranitar with the Feather Dance, so no one's going for the offensive moves yet. Both these sides, 112 physical stats for the rock type, 113. That wild charge from Donphan on the Tyranitar gets a good hit, but Donphan gets a little bit of recoil damage as Iron Thorns with the Skitter Smack, continuing to focus in on Sandaconda, gets a good hit with that move as well. Sandaconda responds with the Ice Hammer though onto Tyranitar, and it is going to lower its speed stat with that move. Tyranitar going for the Ingrain, looking for a long haul of a matchup here. It is going to be restoring health in between turns. If it can restore its health, you got to think it can outlast the others. That last resort does fail from Donphan. You don't want to see that. You want to see Donphan do well because it is a fantastic Pokemon, and I hope you all agree. Iron Thorns now with the Cross Poison onto Donphan, not very effective, tanking that hit massively. Tyranitar with the Calm Mind. It is going to be giving itself a good boost here to its special attack and its special defense. Tyranitar is more of a physical Pokemon, but it does have that 100 base special defense. Work up now from Donphan. Going to give its attack a nice boost there, as well as its special attack, see if it can capitalize on them. It's got that 120 base physical attack, as well as the Bubble Beam from Sandaconda, super effective onto Tyranitar, but you got to think that boost may have helped it there, as it is able to restore a little bit of health with that Ingrain. Iron Thorns with the Shift Gear now, not going for the offensive move. Instead, it is going to give itself a sharp speed boost, but it's already the quickest Pokemon on the field. Does boost that attack as well, though. And now Tyranitar is going to ride that Surf. It hits everybody on the field, but it gets the individual huge play. It takes out the two opposing Pokemon. Donphan is eliminated. You hate to see it happen. Sandaconda is taken out of this matchup as well. Fantastic start for the rock types in this matchup. Tyranitar continuing to restore its health, as well as Palisand comes out and is joined by Dudunsparce, who is immediately going to Terastallize into the ground typing. It is their Terrestrial Pokemon for this season. Instantly shedding that normal typing, has become a ground type. See if it can capitalize on that in this matchup. Speed advantage still goes to Iron Thorns, though. Going with the Mega Drain onto Palisand, that is super effective. They've got to keep in mind that Palisand is part Ghost type, so it will be immune to fighting and normal type attacks. As an Ice Punch from Tyranitar, super effective on Dudunsparce. Great hit and a Water Spout in response by Dudunsparce. Super effective on Tyranitar and Iron Thorns. And Palisand going for the Arm Thrust onto Iron Thorns. It gets the first one. It needs all 5 to get this elimination. It could get the job done, but it only gets 2 hits. You have to think if it had gone for Tyranitar, it would have gotten some super effective damage and probably would have gotten the elimination there. As Tyranitar continues to restore its health, that mist dissipates from the Pony Timbers as an attract. Doesn't affect it on Sparse from Iron Thorns. Tyranitar with the Baton Pass, it's going to give its Ingrain to one of its teammates, so that Ingrain will still be in effect as Colossal comes out for the Akala Capsules. That part Fire type is immediately almost hit with the Inferno, but instead it is Iron Thorns taking damage from that, and that Iron Thorns is eliminated by Dudunsparce as a Brave Bird from Palisand on a Colossal. Not very effective. Palisand with a little bit of recoil damage from that move, and Colossal, having taken that Ingrain thanks to the Baton Pass from Tyranitar, restores a little bit of health, and Tyranitar comes back out onto the field with that Unnerve ability, making the Timbers too nervous to eat their berries. Tyranitar with an Inferno of its own, but the Dudunsparce avoids that attack. The Dunsparce now going for the Psych up here. Copy Colossal stat change. I don't believe it's had any stat changes yet though, as a grassy terrain set up by Palisand. Everyone on the field will be restoring health in between turns, and Colossal will get the added bonus of having that ingrain as Colossal goes with the acupressure here, looking to help out Tyranitar. Tyranitar gets a massive evasive boost here and has its health restored thanks to the grassy terrain, as does the Dunsparce, Palisand, and Colossal. Colossal should be at full strength by the end of this turn as well, and that it is. Some good teamwork so far between Tyranitar and Colossal, helping each other out in this matchup. The Confide now coming from Tyranitar onto the Dunsparce. You got to think, what has it told it to lower that special attack of the Dunsparce, who goes for the Poison Fang, but Tyranitar avoids it. It has that boosted evasiveness. Palisand now with the scary face, looking to lower the speed stat here of Colossal, lowering it greatly, as well as Colossal, I believe, is already the slowest on the field, goes for the Metal Claw on the Palisand. Very little damage, and here is everyone again restoring more health. You got to think Palisand should have tried to lower that speed stat of Tyranitar, who is quicker, goes for the Thunder Fang. It will not affect either ground type Pokemon. Palisand, yet another immunity coming into play, as a Sleep Powder is avoided by Tyranitar. Again, Tyranitar avoiding attacks. This is crucial. If you cannot eliminate a Pokemon, you cannot win the game. But that not very effective Poison type move on a Tyranitar does connect. The block won't affect Palisand from Colossal, as everyone yet again restoring just a little bit of health. Tyranitar is the most vulnerable on the field at the moment. Maybe the Pony Timbers need to take it out, as the Leafage from Tyranitar super effective onto Palisand. The Moonblast from the Dunsparce. Again, Tyranitar avoids another attack, and the Present now coming from Palisand. Not very effective there on the Tyranitar. That Moonblast would have done much more damage, as the Drain Punch will not affect Palisand. It is immune to those moves. Everyone continuing to restore health in this matchup. These two physical sides just back and forth, unable to get another elimination at the moment. And Tyranitar with the Shore Up, crucial time in this match, restoring its health, as it was an easy target. Gets a massive boost there. The Dunsparce with the Volt Switch going for Colossal. Very little damage, but the Dunsparce is going to go back to the bench, and out in its place comes a Great Tusk. Fire Punch now from Palisand activates that Flash Fire ability of Colossal, powering up its Fire type moves, who responds with the Shell Sidearm. Not very effective there onto Colossal, and Tyranitar at this rate is going to get itself back to full strength very soon if it keeps this up. It is no longer an easy target. The Color Capsules have all the momentum at the moment, as Colossal continuing to restore its health, and that grass does disappear from the field. The Great Tusk trying to bring down the Thunder. Tyranitar avoids another attack. I believe that's the fourth move of this matchup, as the Aurora Veil does fail from Tyranitar. This will allow Palisand to go for the Fairy Wind on the Colossal. Not very effective. Surely should have gone for Tyranitar with that move if it could actually connect. Now we get a bounce coming from Colossal. You got to think it needs to go for the Fighting type. Great Tusk, capitalize on that flying weakness, as the Amnesia from the Great Tusk is going to give us special defense sharp boost here. It's only got that 53 special defense, as a Pluck is super effective on the Great Tusk from Tyranitar, taking its Leopard Berry in the process. Tyranitar proceeding to eat that Leopard Berry, giving a boost to its PP. It has been in this matchup for almost 9 minutes now, as the Psyblade won't affect Tyranitar. It is immune to Psychic type attacks, and Colossal brings the bounce down onto Great Tusk. Another super effective hit on the Fighting Ground type, who goes for the Judgment onto Colossal. Colossal tanks that hit. Not very effective, as the ground now from Tyranitar is going to lower the attack stat of Great Tusk and Palisand. Great Tusk has that 131 base attack, as well as the Sacred Sword on the Tyranitar. Super effective, but Tyranitar is still in the matchup. Colossal with the Cotton Guard now, and it does give itself a sharp defense boost, as well as getting its health restored from that Ingrain. What is happening? The Color Capsule has been so strong. The Water Pledge is avoided by Tyranitar from Great Tusk. They cannot get this Pseudo Legendary off the field, and now it is tea time. Everyone is going to proceed to dig into their berries. Unfortunately for the Great Tusk, Tyranitar already took it, so Great Tusk will not get to enjoy its Leopard Berry. Palisand, Colossal, and Tyranitar all chowing down here at this midpoint of the matchup. Only one Pokemon has been eliminated from the Akala capsule so far, as the Iron Head on a Colossal is a critical hit from Palisand. Colossal responding with the Vice Grip, but it won't affect Palisand. It is immune to it. And there's Colossal restoring its health yet again. There is 4 Pokemon remaining for the Pony Timbers, as the Great Tusk setting up for the no retreat. It's going to get the Omni Boost, but it will not be able to escape anymore. I do not think it wants to go anywhere. It wants to win this matchup for its side. There's a very methodically going matchup so far between these two physical sides, as well as Tyranitar with the Ice Shard onto Great Tusk. Another super effective hit on the Paradox Pokemon as a lash out now from Palisand on the Colossal. Colossal takes yet another hit and goes for the Mountain Gale, and Palisand is eliminated with that super effective hit from the Fire Rock type. That was massive damage. They're taking it out. I have to wonder what would have happened if Palisand had been at full strength, as well as the Dunsparce coming back out onto the field. And a Dark Pulse now from Great Tusk on the Colossal. Tyranitar responding for its side with the Fake Out. This will fail, allowing the Dunsparce to go for its move. And it's going to go for a Sing, see if it can put either of the Rock types to sleep. But Tyranitar avoids another attack. It is still in this matchup. It has been over 10 minutes as Colossal, with the Memento, is going to eliminate itself from this matchup. In the process, it will lower the attack and special attack stats of the Dunsparce, trying to make it so it can't do any damage, as we have Arcanine in its Hisuian form coming out on the field. And a Fissure from Great Tusk is avoided by Arcanine, allowing Arcanine now to go for the Roar of Time onto the Great Tusk, who is eliminated by that move. Arcanine will need to recharge in the next turn, as Tyranitar with the Mach Punch onto the Dunsparce. Very quick hit there, as the Dunsparce with the Gastro Acid in response is going to suppress that unnerve ability that Tyranitar has. And it's Crocodile as the last Pokemon for the Pony Timbers, and immediately goes for the Sludge Wave. This is going to hit every Pokemon on the field. It's not very effective on the Dunsparce, not very effective on Arcanine or Tyranitar, as Arcanine having to recharge. And a Rain Dance is being performed by Tyranitar. I do not think any of these Pokemon want to be rained on in this match, as the fake Tears, clearly the Dunsparce doesn't like it, but it is a fake ground type at the moment, so those Tears are very fake. The Fiery Dance, though, coming from Crocodile onto Arcanine as we get our first time warning of the match. Our first time warning, I believe, of the season so far. A special attack boost for Crocodile, and a Pin Missile now by Arcanine. This will be super effective due to that Part Dark type on Crocodile. If it gets all 5, it could get the elimination here. It gets 3 of those hits. Crocodile taking huge damage there. Tyranitar looking to follow it up is going to go for the takedown. And Tyranitar has taken Crocodile out of this matchup. The Dunsparce is all by itself. Tyranitar is hit with some recoil damage, and now the Dunsparce going for a Pin Missile of its own with that super effective move. Tyranitar has finally been eliminated, almost lasting 13 minutes in this match by a fantastic effort by the Pseudo Legendary. And it's Garganacl coming out. Arcanine going for the Discharge will not affect the ground type to the Dunsparce, but it will do damage to its own teammate. Garganacl taking damage there. The Dunsparce setting up another mist for the Pony Timbers. It is all by itself being shrouded in that mist, and Garganacl now going for the Dragon Tail onto the Dunsparce. Normally would send it back to the bench, but there's no one to take its place, as the Fairy Wind from Arcanine continues the offense onto Dunsparce, who responds with the Heart Swap onto Garganacl. The Dunsparce clearly losing the last of its heart in this matchup all by itself into the final minute. The Dunsparce avoids the Dynamic Punch, but Arcanine follows it up with the Horn Leech, and that will get the elimination with that super effective move, sealing the fate for the Pony Timbers. The Akala Capsules have won this slog of a match, as the terrestrial Pokemon is taken out. Fantastic back and forth by these physical sides, withstanding so much, but the Rock types come away with the victory, and they're going to want to look to repeat that next round when they take on the Holon Heroes, the two sides that are currently in second place. Whereas the ground types next round will be taking on the Moss Deep Mystics, the Psychic types next round. But our very next matchup will be the Striating Greens taking on the Opelucid Emperors. It will be a matchup of the two Unovian sides. I cannot wait for that. But until then, Nidorinos, thank you so much for watching. Let us know in the comments below who you thought was the best on field. And if you enjoyed what you saw, please leave a like, share, subscribe, but more importantly, always remember, you are awesome, and I'll see you when you see me.